Have you started to notice changes in your vision lately? Perhaps subtle shifts that you tried to ignore at first but are becoming impossible to deny? Maybe things aren't quite as clear as they used to be, and you find yourself constantly cleaning your glasses hoping that a smudge is the only problem, only to realize the blurriness is actually in your eyes. Reading labels at the grocery store feels harder, requiring you to hold the jar further away or squint under the fluorescent lights. And perhaps driving at night feels more stressful than it ever has before because the glare of oncoming headlights lingers just a little too long, leaving you feeling disoriented and anxious. It is a terrifying thought, one that keeps many of us awake at night, wondering if this gradual fading of our most precious sense is just an inevitable part of aging that we have to accept, or if it marks the beginning of a slippery slope toward losing our independence. You might worry about the day your doctor suggests you hand over your driver's license, or the moment you can no longer clearly see the faces of your grandchildren across the dinner table. My friend, I want you to know that I understand that fear deeply, and it is a valid, heavy burden to carry, but I am also here to tell you that you do not have to accept this decline as your destiny, because while your eyes are fragile, they are also incredibly resilient when given the proper tools to repair themselves. Today, we are going to talk about a different path, one that doesn't rely immediately on invasive surgeries or frightening procedures, but rather starts in your kitchen with the power of nutrition. We are going to explore 7 specific, scientifically backed foods that act as a shield for your vision, fighting back against the biological rust that clouds our sight. Before we dive into this list, we need to understand the enemy we are fighting, which is a process called oxidative stress. Imagine your eyes are like a fresh apple that has been cut open. If you leave that apple on the counter, it turns brown and mushy because of oxygen reacting with the fruit. And a similar process happens inside your eyes where unstable molecules called free radicals attack your healthy cells, leading to conditions like macular degeneration, cataracts, and glaucoma. The foods we are discussing today are your weapon against this process, providing the essential antioxidants that neutralize those free radicals and stop the rusting in its tracks. If that sounds helpful to you, and if you are looking for a guide to navigate the challenges of aging with strength and dignity, I invite you to subscribe to this channel where we are building a library of advice to help you live your best life. And please, as we go through this list, let us know in the comments which of these foods you're going to try first, because your commitment to your health inspires our entire community. Now, let's begin with our first nutritional powerhouse, a vibrant vegetable that is often overlooked in favor of citrus fruits, but actually packs a much stronger punch when it comes to vision protection, and that is the red bell pepper. While we have all been told since childhood that carrots are the key to good eyes, red bell peppers are actually superior in one specific area that is critical for seniors, and that is their incredible density of vitamin C. You see, the blood vessels in your eyes are microscopic and incredibly delicate, arguably some of the most fragile capillaries in your entire body, and they rely desperately on collagen to maintain their structure and integrity. Vitamin C is the absolute essential building block for collagen, acting like the cement that holds the bricks of your blood vessels together, and without enough of it, those vessels can become weak and leaky, leading to retinal damage and poor circulation within the eye. Furthermore, scientific studies, including research from the National Eye Institute, have suggested that high intake of vitamin C can significantly delay the onset of cataracts, which is essentially the clouding of the eye's natural lens. Think of cataracts as a windshield that slowly gets covered in frost. Eating red bell peppers is like turning on the defroster, helping to maintain that crystal clear transparency that you need to see the world in high definition. A single cup of raw red bell peppers provides nearly all the vitamin C you need for the day, and notice that I said raw, because heat can destroy this delicate vitamin. So the best way to consume this is to slice it up as a crunchy snack or toss it into a fresh salad. It is a simple, affordable, and delicious way to build a barrier against the fog that threatens your sight. Heading 2. Chia seeds. Moving on from the garden to the pantry, our second food is a tiny ancient seed that holds a massive secret for those worried about glaucoma and high intraocular pressure, and that is the chia seed. Glaucoma is often called the silent thief of sight because it sneaks up on you without symptoms until the damage is permanent, usually caused by a buildup of fluid pressure inside the eye that compresses and kills the optic nerve. To fight this, Your body needs to be able to regulate fluid drainage effectively, and this is where omega-3 fatty acids come into play. Chia seeds are one of the richest plant-based sources of a specific type of omega-3 called ALA, or alpha-linolenic acid, which the body utilizes to reduce inflammation and support the health of cellular membranes. Think of your eye's drainage system like a kitchen sink. If the pipes are inflamed and swollen, the water cannot drain, and the sink overflows, which in the eye equates to dangerous pressure spikes. The anti-inflammatory properties of the omega-3s in chia seeds help to soothe those drainage channels, allowing fluid to cycle naturally and keeping the pressure within a safe range. Additionally, chia seeds are hydrophilic, meaning they love water and can absorb up to 12 times their weight in liquid, which helps maintain systemic hydration, keeping the vitreous humor, the gel-like substance inside your eyeball, healthy and clear. You can easily incorporate these by making a chia pudding with almond milk or simply sprinkling a tablespoon over your morning oatmeal, creating a microscopic army that fights to keep the pressure down and your optic nerve safe. Now, let's move from the land to the ocean for our third essential food, which might seem exotic to some, but has been a staple in cultures with excellent vision longevity for centuries, and that is seaweed. When we talk about eye health, we often focus on the front of the eye, but the retina at the back is where the magic of vision actually happens, converting light into the electrical signals that your brain understands. The retina is composed of a high concentration of fatty acids, specifically DHA and EPA, and while fish are a great source, seaweed is the original source where the fish get their nutrients from. Seaweed, such as kelp, nori, or wakame, is packed with these essential fats along with a host of minerals like magnesium and iodine that support overall ocular function. But there is another secret weapon in seaweed called astaxanthin, often found in the microalgae associated with sea vegetables, which is a powerful antioxidant that can cross the blood-retina barrier. Most antioxidants are too bulky to get into the eye, but the compounds in seaweed have a VIP pass, allowing them to travel directly to the retina, where they can absorb damaging blue light and neutralize free radicals generated by sunlight and screens. It acts almost like a pair of internal sunglasses, filtering out the harmful rays before they can burn out your sensitive photoreceptor cells. If you aren't used to cooking with seaweed, you can buy dried roasted seaweed snacks which are salty and crispy, or sprinkle dulse flakes over your soups and stews as a salt substitute, giving your retinas the raw materials they need to repair themselves daily. Coming back to the fruit aisle, our fourth food is a tropical treasure that offers a double layer of protection against the harshness of UV radiation, and that is papaya. As we age, our eyes accumulate damage from decades of exposure to the sun, a process known as photooxidative stress, which is a leading driver of age-related macular degeneration, the condition that robs you of your central vision and makes it impossible to recognize faces or read a book. Papaya is incredibly rich in beta-carotene, which your body converts into vitamin A, but it also contains a unique enzyme profile and a high dose of vitamin C, creating a synergistic effect that boosts the absorption of these critical nutrients. The bright orange flesh of the papaya is a signal that it is loaded with carotenoids, the pigments that accumulate in the macula of your eye to act as a protective shield. Think of the macula as the bullseye of your vision. It is the tiny spot responsible for seeing fine details, and when it degenerates, the center of your world becomes a blur. Eating papaya helps to replenish the pigment density in that bullseye, ensuring that it remains robust enough to withstand the assault of UV light and environmental toxins. Furthermore, papaya is excellent for digestion, which is a common issue for seniors. And if you aren't digesting your food well, you aren't absorbing the nutrients your eyes need. So this fruit serves a dual purpose by ensuring your gut is healthy enough to deliver the medicine to your eyes. You can eat it fresh with a squeeze of lime to enhance the bioavailability of the nutrients, making it a refreshing dessert that literally sweetens your outlook on life. Our fifth food takes us to the world of legumes, specifically targeting those who struggle with night blindness and poor adaptation to darkness, and that is chickpeas. Have you ever walked into a dark room from a bright sunny street and felt like you were completely blind for several minutes? Or found that driving at night is terrifying because you can't distinguish shapes in the shadows? This is often a sign of a zinc deficiency. Zinc is a trace mineral that is absolutely vital for the health of the retina, because it plays a critical role in the transport of vitamin A from the liver to the eye. You can eat all the carrots and papaya in the world, but without zinc, that vitamin A is stuck in your liver and cannot get to your eyes to produce melanin, the protective pigment. Chickpeas are a fantastic, high-fiber source of zinc that is easy to include in a senior-friendly diet. Beyond just transport, zinc is highly concentrated in the eye itself, particularly in the choroid, the vascular layer of the eye, where it helps to maintain the health of the cell membranes and protein structure. A deficiency in zinc has been directly linked to the progression of macular degeneration and the inability to see in low-light conditions. By incorporating chickpeas into your diet, perhaps in a hearty soup, a fresh salad, or as a creamy hummus dip, you are providing the logistical support your eyes need to utilize other vitamins effectively. It is the catalyst that makes the entire vision protection system work, ensuring that when the sun goes down, your confidence. Now, let's discuss a food that is often polarizing but is undeniably one of the most potent weapons against dry eye syndrome and inflammation, and that is sardines. Dry eye is not just a nuisance. It is a chronic condition that affects millions of seniors, causing a gritty, burning sensation that leads to fluctuating vision and corneal scarring. The root cause is often dysfunction in the meibomian glands, the tiny oil glands along your eyelid margins that produce the lipid layer of your tear film. Without this oil, your tears evaporate instantly, leaving your eyes unprotected. Sardines are packed with pure, high-quality omega-3 fatty acids and, crucially, vitamin D, a combination that drastically reduces the inflammation in these glands, allowing the oil to flow freely again. Unlike larger fish, which can accumulate heavy metals like mercury, sardines are at the bottom of the food chain, making them a clean and safe source of these healthy fats. When you eat sardines, you are essentially lubricating your eyes from the inside out, turning that sandpaper sensation into a smooth, comfortable glide every time you blink. If the idea of sardines is unappealing, try mashing them with avocado on toast or mixing them into a pasta sauce where their flavor is masked, because the relief they offer for chronic dry eyes is truly life-changing and can restore the comfort you need to read, watch TV, and enjoy your day without constant irritation. Finally, we arrive at our seventh food, the climax of our nutritional journey, and perhaps the most powerful dietary intervention for halting macular degeneration, and that is oysters. While they are often considered a luxury food, oysters are actually a medical necessity for aging eyes because they contain more zinc per serving than any other food on the planet, up to 500% of your daily value in just a few ounces. As we established with chickpeas, zinc is the vehicle for vitamin A, but in these high concentrations found in oysters, it acts as a powerful antioxidant shield specifically for the macula. The age-related eye disease studies, known as ARDS, have shown that high levels of zinc, often in combination with antioxidants, can reduce the risk of developing advanced macular degeneration by significant margins. Oysters are like a concentrated dose of medicine in a shell, providing the raw materials your body desperately needs to repair the retinal pigment epithelium, the layer of cells that nourishes your visual receptors. If you can enjoy oysters once or twice a week, you are flooding your system with the specific mineral that your eyes crave more than any other organ. For those who cannot eat shellfish, focusing on the other zinc sources like chickpeas and pumpkin seeds is vital, but if you can, oysters offer a level of protection that is unmatched in the natural world. Now, I know we have covered a lot of ground today, moving from the garden to the sea and back again, and it might feel overwhelming to think about changing your entire diet at once, but I want to remind you that the goal here is not perfection, but progress. You don't have to eat all 7 of these foods every single day to see a benefit, but by starting to incorporate them into your weekly rotation, you are taking a definitive stand against the darkness. Imagine for a moment what it would feel like to keep your driver's license well into your 80s and 90s, to drive with confidence at night knowing your eyes can handle the glare, to look into the faces of your loved ones and see every detail, every smile, and every sparkle in their eyes without a blur. That independence, that freedom, and that connection are worth the small effort of adding some red peppers to your salad or opening a tin of sardines. You are not just feeding your body. You are nourishing your ability to witness the beauty of the world and participate fully in the lives of those you love. Your eyes have served you well for decades, capturing memories and guiding you through life's challenges, and now it is your turn to serve them, to give them the strength they need to keep showing you the way forward. So, I ask you today, my friend, which of these foods are you willing to try this week? Are you going to start with the crunch of a red pepper, or perhaps the savory richness of sardines? Let us know in the comments below, because your choice might just inspire someone else to take control of their health too. Remember, you have the power to change the trajectory of your aging process, and it all starts with what you put on your plate. Thank you for watching, and here is to a future that is bright.